Welcome back to Downtime Activities. When last we left, our brave Devils of the West, or are they fighting the Devils of the West? Who knows? It's just the name. They were in the middle of quite the altercation. They have one accomplice stunned, one knocked unconscious, a seemingly half-beast man fighting with the ranger down in the basement, and a standoff of mad scientists. As well as old Dink Fingers outside practicing his quick draw, not noticing a damn thing. And we're going to pick up right where we left off, right in the heat of combat, so it's going to be the next round. Everyone draw a card. Except for... we're going to let you... Wait. You don't get to draw into this until you've heard what's going on.
Can I draw against a squirrel?
It would explain a lot what he's...
You won't draw a card, but I'll let you make a shooting roll against a squirrel if you'd like to try and shoot a squirrel.
Jerry,
not in the middle.
Your card
when I get done arresting this beast man, I need to go arrest Grimes for discharging his firearm.
You got a one now?
Jack.
Nice.
What if I give you
I got a 5. I think that's what I had last time. Nope, that's one better.
Also got assault.
If you're unconscious or oblivious...
Eater.
Will be Beastman, Jack, Mayor, Queen.
Oh.
So Queen is first, right?
Damn.
Yeah.
So the Mayor will then, looking down at the mad scientist who's still out there in front of him, he will pull out a different strange contraption, one that looks, well, you might even say familiar to you. It's not your exact design, but seems to be some sort of strange conductive device, and you can see his is kind of like a little wire line between a pole and another pole, and he kind of swings one pole up in the air and then shoots a little bolt of electricity out of the other one at you.
It's a laser gun fight.
What a fantastic design. Where did you go with your conductors?
On your face! Pow! That will be an 8, which should hit with one raise.
One raise, yeah.
Bam.
So it's not against your parry, it's just the range attack.
Range attack. So the boost will be at 4. What is 8, 11? What is your toughness?
4. That's what happened
4.
to the guy.
So 11 will be a hit with
film.
1 raise. So you will take 1 wound and be shaken.
I started the film industry, but
go ahead and are you going to use a Benny to try and soak that?
Yeah, because I have it used. Well, hang on, let me think this through.
But there's actual proof that someone else invented it, because like the whole family has like videos like saved like the old.
Yes, I will use a Benny, because I would still have 2.
So go ahead and roll a vigor to soak it.
That's ironic.
Throw a vigor?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me a second.
I don't know which one of those.
I'm not really sure what you mean.
Well, he said it's invented film.
A 5.
No.
A 5. So that will succeed at soaking the wound. So you will not. Something we didn't mention in previous episodes that we're using the Grizzly Wounds rule.
Got murdered for his back.
Which will mean that if anyone takes a wound, they will have injuries that they'll have to deal with. But you do not take the wound. You are still shaken, but you don't take the wound from his bolt of electricity. Kind of shocks you and fries you a little bit, but doesn't kill you. Doesn't injure you.
Does he get goofier hair?
You do get mad professor hair. I think Jack of Clubs can't be beat, so... Yeah. And that's clubs, not spades, right? Yes, that is clubs. So, the Beastman will go next, and he will be fighting with you.
He gets 2 attacks.
He gets 2 attacks, which I
But I did gut shot him last game.
You did, which maybe will make it harder for him to soak wounds in the future, because he got maybe a vigor reduction down there.
Nice.
Let's find that there.
I guess I have 1 somewhat.
Talking about the mad scientist here reminds me, I saw a thing recently about there's a thing called uncombable hair syndrome, but there's only like 100 confirmed cases of it. But the most recent case is in a toddler, and the picture of him is awesome because like he just has this like crazy mad scientist.
Got rid of his shaken condition last round.
That's adorable.
No.
That's the most
He did,
adorable
I shook him
condition
last
I've ever heard.
He does
He
look
attacked
adorable.
me,
I don't
and
know
I
how
shot
adorable it is.
I thought on his turn,
but on that kid,
because didn't you go before him?
It's just fun.
Last turn I had like a 2.
I don't remember. I just remember that last round, what he did on his last turn was get unshaken.
Okay.
I don't know if that was before or after.
Fair enough. We'll go to the tapes. It's fine.
We can't go.
We are filming.
I'll take this attack gladly.
Okay. He'll make his attack.
For those of you at home, we're
Sure.
actually filming this right now.
I changed my mind.
What is your parry? It's he rolled a 9.
Shocker.
So 1 raise. On this, which will add can't explode, luckily for you. 6. I'll be very generous and say that it resting on a key was technically cocked because it was very slightly off, although it was a 10 on the D10, and I will re-roll that. And it's a 1 instead of a 10, so
Wow.
happy days are here again.
See, game masters can show mercy.
Every now and then. That is 10 damage.
10 damage. I have a toughness of 6.
So that is 1 wound, unless you want to spend your...
I don't have any.
You don't have any left. So you'll take a wound.
Take a wound.
Roll me a d12.
I'm the only one.
Let's see what injury you get.
Oh, this is the new. This is the newer injury.
9.
9. Roll me a d6 as he claws you in the gut.
Uh-oh. 2.
2. Your agility die will be reduced by 1.
Okay.
Temporarily until you get that injury done with.
Gotcha.
And then his second, with his improved frenzy, will be a 5, which
5
ties you,
ties
right?
Barry, yeah.
So it will, no raises or anything. That'll be 11.
11, I have toughness of
Second
6.
wound. Go ahead and roll me another
D12. 12.
12. So that's going to hit you in the head.
Uh-oh.
And go ahead and roll me a d6.
3.
3. Oh my gosh.
Uh-oh.
Are we? So,
Yeah, let's
the
hear it.
new injury table is a little more brutal than the old injury table was. So maybe we might want to reassess whether we're going to continue doing it on all wounds or not, because this would be you losing an eye and gaining the 1 eye hindrance.
Oof.
But I think these wounds
These
are
can be
temporary.
Yeah, so
So-
they claw you
so
across the face.
I have
and
like
you'll
blood in my eye.
Yeah, like
So,
blood
so
in your
these
eyes.
so these last until the wound it is attached to is healed. The permanent wounds are when you
That's right.
go down.
Okay. Oofa.
Oofa, doofa.
Not
so
getting knocked
2
down.
wounds. And I get 3 wounds total?
you get
Okay.
3 total,
It's
4.
a little
The
different.
4th wound is what
Less
knocks you out.
shameful.
Gotcha.
Or kills. Not kills you, but makes you start
Gotcha.
bleeding out.
Yeah.
And that's him. And that's both of them. So who's top of the initiative order? Professor, right? Professor, go ahead and roll a spirit to become unshaken.
Okay.
I was worried you guys were going to cakewalk these two, but they
At
kind of got
times
the
like these,
upper
I
hand.
wish I had more spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.
3. So you are still shaken, and you lose. You don't get your turn there. Who's next?
You with the 8, I think.
8? Okay. I will try to shoot him.
Okay. Fire.
I fire. Do I have, what's my penalty for 1-eyed?
What's his penalty for 1 eye?
That's going to give you trouble at range attacks. Let me look up exactly what it does.
I assume as the other permanently one-eyed member of the
You
group.
said that, and I'm like, I'll just ask Will when that comes up.
It turns out I've forgotten.
Uh-oh.
It is specifically related to ranged attacks. However, I believe, and like throwing checks and stuff like that, stuff that requires depth
So
perception.
I'm trying to shoot him, so I need to know. Unless I drop the gun and try to go mano-y-mano, but I guess depending on what the penalty is, that might be reasonable.
Might be worth doing. Who knows?
Except for the causing damage bit. Okay, that's the edges. Come on, where's the big list of all the edges and hindrances?
Oh, poor eye.
It's fine. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
For you at home, Amanda G here hurt his eye playing video.
It's just eye strain. It's fine.
Video games are a contact sport. it turns out.
The video game punched him right in the eye.
Right? Yeah. It punched me right in the soul.
yeah.
It's a tough game.
Okay, here we go. Here's the summary list.
Somebody listening can say penalty to shooting rolls.
Yes, but it should be a little more specific than that.
We have -1.
1 eye, major, -2 to actions at 5 inches or more distance. So
I would say you wouldn't have this because he's adjacent to you.
yeah.
Nice.
But you're still going against his parry. So he's close enough. You
Well,
can
yeah,
just
yeah.
press the
It's
barrel
-2 at like 5 inches or 10 yards.
So yeah, you're
Oh.
definitely within 10 yards of him. So I won't make you have that disadvantage.
Both 6s explode.
Okay.
The
That's
6
12.
also explodes. 14.
14. His parry is a 7, so that will hit with 2 raises.
Nice. So 2 raises.
15 would be 15. Yeah.
11.
It's not unfortunate that 6 doesn't explode,
Yeah,
but hey, not bad.
11 plus another 5, so that's 16 total.
16, which his toughness is 6, so that would be 2 wounds, which would bring him to 3. He will. Actually, no, he only gets to try and score. So he's going to take 2 more wounds,
Nice.
and I'm going to
2 more injuries.
see what.
You rat
If
bastard.
he takes 2 wounds from one source of damage,
We're just doing one injury. You shot him in the guts again. Actually, you know what? You roll where you shoot him. Roll me a d12.
Wait, but didn't I? No, it was 2 different attacks that I took.
Yeah. It was the same.
Tree.
3 is the arm. Roll, say, odd or even, I guess. Just tell me whether it's odd or even.
Odd.
Odd. He has a 1 arm hindrance now. You shoot it, it seems like you give him a dead arm in his left arm.
Let's see you frenzy that, you dick bag.
He doesn't bite. Anyway,
let's see your friends do that. Still makes 2 attacks.
The punch and the bite. Wait a second. You see me doing the math?
he's got 3 weapons. I gotta take the other arm out. Then it'll only be 1 bite. That was you. It seems like he's very injured after that. And it'll be whoever's next in the initiative
I
order.
believe that's me with the 5.
So go ahead and roll me another one of whatever I had you roll before. What was it?
Vigor, I think.
Go for it. We'll
And
call it vigor.
this is gonna be a real pain in the ass if he turns back into a human after I kill him. Like, he doesn't stay all wolfified.
I'll believe.
I know.
You and I have 3. You and I have a lot.
You are no longer distracted, but you are still stunned and vulnerable.
Yeah.
Is that and there's a gunshot. Go ahead and make me another notice check. I'm going to give you the no -2 because technically a bolt was cast in the room, although the gunshot was down where it'd be at a -2. Nothing? Damn, y'all suck at rolling tonight.
Well, I just rolled like a.
You did great.
Can I roll to shoot a squirrel?
I'd probably be good.
Yeah,
if I
go and roll me a
could
shooting check.
Yay!
Yeah, you probably be doing fine if you could roll.
2d6.
If you were involved in this fight, probably be fine.
No.
Keeps,
If I use my d12
Wait,
for
you
shooting,
have a 3 in shooting.
I can't.
Oh, you have a 3 in shooting.
Yeah.
D8.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
You're shooting the
That's
gun would
right.
explain why you have not heard any of the shit that's going on inside the
Been
house.
roll like crap.
Runs around the corner, but laughs at you first.
You also just fired a gun in Raskatoon in the middle
in
of
the
the
middle
night.
of the night.
I can't notice nothing. I can't shoot no squirrel.
You assume that the clothing store probably has lights on and someone peeking out the window to try and see what nonsense going on out there.
I heard
That should
Krabs
be
was
the
out
end of
there
the
shooting
initiative
somebody.
order, and it's going to be a new set of hands, new set of cards.
Sheriff, you and I have.
Wait, those are great.
No, you just said them. Nobody's drawn a Joker yet, so.
Mayor's got an ace, and the wild man's got a 10,
But I also have
Jesus
the 10 of
Christ.
clubs.
which just beats diamonds. Just beats the wild man, which is important because
It's
both of you
both
are
acting
hurting.
at the same time.
Oh,
like
Oh,
he's
we're just
swinging.
hoping for a Joker for a +2 to all rolls this turn.
Somebody just,
A
King,
king?
that ain't bad.
Me?
Jared, 10.
somebody just dump some water on my face. or something.
Yours is from like all the
I
wounds, so
know,
it's going to be a little
yeah.
more than that to wake you up, I'm afraid.
We're both out for the count.
Ace
got
goes
laughed at by a
first. Mayor is
squirrel.
going to try and bolt you, Jerry.
Sheriff, you and I have a lot in common right now. Count the sources of the one eye.
He hasn't any bolts. That's only a 3. He's actually going to miss his bolt.
I'm gonna. It's at this point I'm gonna make
Me
the
and him are
comment.
both.
While I am impressed with your design, it is so primitive in nature. What have you been doing with your time?
I think your friends are finding that out downstairs, he says. And
Certainly am.
What? You understand? I mean, he is a burly fellow, but I mean,
that's oh yeah, you're never gonna. Oh, it's amazing. 10. I assume his is not gonna beat the clubs or the diamonds, which are the top 2. Oh yeah, King.
Mine's a heart.
Roll it.
I can't do anything till I get rid of that stun condition. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
The problem with stunned
can't do nothing until I know.
It's great when you get the actions and you're the one
Look,
stunning.
save or
the
suck
opponent.
spells are great when you're the one casting them and the
And
other
the guy
people are the
fails.
one failing the rolls. When you're on the receiving end, it feels much worse. That is a 4.
You are no longer stunned.
Yeah.
But
They're also not vulnerable.
Which you mean, yeah, that remains until they recover from being stunned. You're still prone. This didn't specifically say if you get like an action or anything. I'll say you get it. You can do your thing.
well, in that case,
You are
I
still
ain't gonna-
prone, so you have to like stand up for. Unless you want
I
negative to shooting. Or
no, it's
simple
negative to shooting rolls against you. So I'm just gonna stay where I am. And I'll just roll over and fire at the professor. This one, haha. No, the professor.
It was an inside job.
The professor.
Raskatoon was an inside job.
It was.
Yeah.
We knew it. We figured that from the beginning. I'm
do this.
gonna shoot at the mayor.
Okay.
Never shot a mayor before. I've been in lots of D&D campaigns where one player or another
I decapitated a mayor.
has killed a mayor. I don't know if
He was a corrupt mayor, and we followed that move up by dunking on Strahd.
Well, no, who killed the second mayor in that campaign?
I don't know.
Because we killed the
It might
second
have been
mayor and
me,
then Brandon
yeah.
burned down the house.
Yeah. I was playing a justice-focused samurai with a two-handed blade. Oh my god, did you double one?
Snake eyes.
Nice. You forgot to load your gun.
No,
The game master decides what happens on a double one. Firing with the pistol in my right hand.
Fire with the pistol in your right hand, and it kind of pops in your hand, and it burns, and you drop it, and it looks like that gun is misfired. The offhand's still there.
Yep, blasting with the offhand.
Are you double
Double
tapping
tap.
with these?
Yeah.
Another one.
Another one.
Which means it's just a total of -1. That's a 1. What's the...
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Where in the world did that D10 go?
Let's roll another one.
The floor is at me.
You ever had a D10?
Floors all the time.
I know a dog probably did.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 4.
Okay, 4 hits.
The Sclair bravely looks for a missing dice. Oh, thanks. That's the one.
Oh, is that the one?
I said it.
All of that. 8 plus 2 for a total of 10.
10. Okay, there should be 1 wound on him, which he will attempt to soak. He is not that stat block. That is a... Turns out I run lots of campaigns. That was a different game system stat block. I just clicked on right there.
Yeah, but what did those stats say happened?
He's got a 15 index.
Believe it or
Oh,
not, those stats were part of the stat block for a D&D 5th edition vampire. For unknown reasons.
No,
I have
you
that.
should use those, because this guy's
This guy's screwed if I use those. He will attempt to soak it, which... 7, so he will not take the wounds. But he's sensitive. So he will be shaken but not wounded. He will soak the wound.
But not stirred.
Shaken, not stirred. The running...
Well, more gunfire in here. This time right on the other side of the door. Hopefully Grimes heard that one.
And then 10 of clubs before 10 of diamonds.
Let's see it. Let's see it. 5.
Against 7 on the parry. Unfortunately.
I got new dice.
And that is... How many shots have you
How
done?
did Jerry end up going
4 shots
last
so far?
with 10? That's crazy.
Or that'll be my 4th shot. I should say.
It's crazy that Jerry's going last with a 10.
Yeah, that is pretty insane.
That,
We have had lots
that's
of
so
low
sad.
cards pulled so far, though.
Yeah.
At least I have, I felt like, even though...
Yeah, 10 of damage.
And then 10 of diamonds will be next, and you got some trouble heading your way there, Sheriff.
I'm going down. There's no way.
10 explodes, then a 2, that's a 22 there, Sheriff. What is your,
6.
6, so that will be...
Oh no, sorry, no. My parry's a 5.
No, your toughness.
My toughness is 6.
No, it's your parry, because that's how...
Yes,
Is-
Harry first.
Very fine. It'll be 17, be
Parry, parry.
4
That's
rises.
very good.
This, plus 1 is 12.
I was gonna be honest. I didn't think I'd get a chance to fight the werewolf feller.
Yeah.
Sort of looks like maybe I will.
I mean, his raised dice didn't roll too well.
Oh, yes.
His main dice are double ones.
Yes.
That is a total of 10 damage.
Okay.
On 1d10 and 5d6.
You have a toughness of 6.
That was 6. 1 wound.
1 wound.
So that takes me to 3.
So you are not. You don't go down.
But not 4.
That's not 4. Go ahead and roll a d12 for me.
8.
That is the guts. Roll me a d6.
Oh, another guts. 2.
That is once again your agility die is reduced again.
I am hurt.
You're moving
You
slow,
have
but you're
multiple
still
broken
standing.
ribs as he decks you in the gut again. Unfortunately, he does get a second attack. That is once again. You can look at my dice. That's a 1 and a 2 on the dice. So the second one will miss.
It's the old. I like clutch my gut and like duck
And he just kind of, he bites over as you grab at your guts and snaps the air above you. And that's his turn.
Truly
Who's
a battle
after
of titans.
and he's all, them guys are both
Oh wait,
3
Jerry.
wounds,
Oh wait, did Jerry?
Yep, it's Jerry.
Yeah?
Jerry.
Alright,
Professor
be
Bogus.
unshaken. It's a vigor roll, right? Or is it spirit?
Spirit to become unshaken.
Okay.
You've got spirit. Yes, you do. You got spirit. No, you don't.
Hope it saves you.
Well, let's hope.
Can he
Oh,
be
4 explodes.
unshaken
Do it, Jerry.
and take
Oop, one more time.
Oh.
There's no minus to it, right?
Nope.
So 14.
You are unshaken and you get your turn.
Even if there was a minus to it, I don't know if a minus
That'd
could
be
be
pretty
high
hard.
enough to.
I was not totally sure. Okay, so I pretty much grab my bolt gadget and I'll just take aim at the mayor and just make a snide-ass comment. This is the future as I pull the trigger.
Okay.
You're very confident this is going to be a kill shot.
one.
Oh, I should have.
Feel one.
I should have. I should have used the aim.
Double ones.
Oh no, that's no move or other actions. So you had aim and then the next turn.
My skill dice explodes.
Okay.
11.
11. That'll hit with a raise.
Yes.
So it'll be the 2d6 and then 1d6 that can't raise. That can't
here's-
explode.
Okay, the raise is a 6.
So it can't explode, but still good.
That's usually where I roll 6. Is the raise.
6 explodes. So 16.
16. Okay. Whoa. Oh, you bastard.
She shoot him in the dick.
Unmentionable. So, this old
is the
man
future.
fires a lightning bolt that goes wide. You turn around and you pull your blaster up and you say, "This is the future." And you shoot him with a laser beam in the cock. And he goes, "Oh!" He grabs at it. There's no statistical effect from this because it's not a permanent injury. But it is a permanent injury in his heart, in his mind. Welcome to the future. As he takes 2 wounds from that. 1 for each ball. Who's next?
Hey, it's
notice.
That's the end of the.
That's the end of the round. Let's get a notice. Come on.
Yay.
Come on, Grimes.
That is my favorite things on the injury table.
Oh, 4 explodes. No, 4 explodes.
Oh, wait.
Because you have a -2.
Reroll it.
Sorry.
So 4 total.
4. You hear it. You get to draw this time. Everyone draw a new card. There's been no Joker.
So you mean to tell me that Grimes finally all he hears is "This is the future"? Ooh.
No, because you guys picked the lock. Okay.
That is
I know
what I
you-
heard.
Yeah, we also just hear
we came in.
gunfire. Because
He
now
probably did.
now
He's like, they're
now
gonna
I'm
pick
in
the
this
lock
fight.
again.
Jerry, your card is an ace.
Nice.
I get.
Shoot him in the dick and then in the
Oh, you're a joker.
Yes.
That's a Joker.
I finally get in this fight. I got a 2.
So getting the 4 was Grimes going, "Was that gunfire?" And like turning and just standing there looking at the door.
All right.
Dang it! If I was, if I had your
I drew for the Beast Man
skill
first so far,
if I
so I'm
had-
going to say that the first card remains the
Yeah.
Beast Man. So you will get to go before him. You're lucky. With the Joker, would you like to jump
I'm going
into
to
the front
go
of the line?
first in an attempt to kill steal Professor Bogus.
All right.
So I'll stand up and shoot at that there mad scientist mayor on the stairs.
You got it.
Switch my pistol into my right hand, still double tapping, which means I have 2 rounds left.
I think you're on your last. That was your 5th shot you just used, right? In your last round?
Yeah.
So
You got one bullet.
You got
I
one
have
bullet.
I have a
One
+2
opportunity.
to this, which means it's at a
Straight 0? Or
no, it's
You're not multi-action in here.
yeah, I don't have the multi-action penalty, so it's actually at
+2?
it's at a total of +3 from double tapping actually.
Nice.
Nice. Wow.
Wait, why do you have the +2 on it originally? Oh, because the
The
Joker.
+1, yeah, I have the
yeah.
I have the +2 from the Joker, and then
And
just
+2 to damage.
and the +1 okay. So that will be an 11 to hit.
That'll hit with a raise.
Just under 2 raises every time.
No. 6 explodes. So that's 10.
Yeah.
11.
The raise.
The 1 raise. 15 plus 3 from all of the other pluses. For 18.
Roll me d12. I guess he'll try. No, he doesn't have that. He's not that guy. He's not that guy either.
I think I got an extremely disappointing result on D12.
What was
which,
it?
if this is the injury table, it's an 8.
It's an 8. You kind of see this is the future. Grabs the balls, looks up, and you are already standing at the gun. You fire, it shoots right through his chest, and he comes tumbling down the stairs dead.
Can I see basement stairs anywhere?
You can roll me a notice.
I'll do that.
Okay.
4 explodes. 4 explodes.
Take the 9 out of the picture over here.
11.
11. You can see from here what appears to be, like, you think you have an idea of where it would be, kind of by the way these stairs go up. You see, like, the path you'd have to take to go around to where the stairs going down to the basement would be.
Head that direction with what little movement I have left.
Okay.
I'm standing up.
Alright, you start moving that way. And after that, is that Jerry?
Yeah. I'll pretty much follow right behind towards the towards the basement door, and I kind of lean over to the lady and go, "Nice shooting there. I don't know what you did, but good job."
Alright.
He's just everybody's nice grandpa. He's just a little crazy.
Except he's
Nice.
talking her behind your back and calling you a moron.
That's just everyone's nice grandpa.
And shooting that other guy's nice grandpa in the balls.
He's like that grandpa, except instead of being weirdly religious, he's weirdly unreligious. And that's him. Who's next? I think your 8 goes before a 5, so
Alright.
make this shot count there, feller.
The 2 1s.
2 1s.
There's been a whole lot of those tonight.
Man.
Ugh.
Fire and you miss.
The worst possible time. Can I... So is it all of my actions are to -2 if I want to, like, try to punch with my offhand?
Yeah, and I'd say you'd have to like
You
call
kinda
that
have
out
to
before.
call it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because it would have been at the name.
I wasn't sure. So I was like, if I run out of bullets, then I'll try to punch with my offhand. And it's like, oh, okay.
You fire, and not only do you miss, but you misfire as well. And
Right.
so it shoots, nothing comes out of the barrel, but the gun gets pretty hot, and it seems like some kind of popped in the chamber. And that's that. Next will be the number 5, which is
El Cheapo guns, man.
the Beast Man.
These are not eligible guns.
This gun was very expensive.
And he is going to go
Let's try it.
to punch you.
And my wounds didn't shake him. Or, I guess I didn't hit him last turn, did I?
Did you?
I guess I didn't because otherwise
you
he'd go
hit?
down.
Well, you could have hit and shaken him, but not.
No, I don't
No.
think you.
Okay, let's try.
Well,
Or you know,
what is your
2
parry?
wounds to him or something like that, but I didn't shake.
What's your parry?
5.
5. So he hits you, but without hurts. You got an 8.
Low damage. Low damage.
It's 12.
That doesn't
down.
look like low damage.
I'm out.
He rolled more than those 2 dice, and he rolled the 6 he rolled last time. Lots of 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Been a lot of those sort of everywhere.
As he, I mean, interesting. Actually, it wouldn't be. So you go down.
He finally gets me.
Yeah.
Down for the count.
Down for the count.
But at least we're not far behind at this point.
And that's gonna be you coming in the front door.
He only needs 1 wound.
I assume, right?
Mm-hmm.
You come in the front door. You see the mayor dead on the ground at the bottom of the stairs ahead of you, and that's what you see walking into the front door.
Nice.
Where are you heading?
I'm just gonna try to notice noises.
Okay.
Because I guess
What's going on in here? Why is it so quiet?
Why is the mayor dead?
Well, the thing is, at this point, if somebody's like, "Why is there all that gunfire at the mayor's house?" and they come in the front door, there will just be Grimes standing there with a gun in his hand, and the mayor shot dead.
I know.
You better get out of the crime scene.
6 explodes.
And it will take the sheriff showing
6
up
explodes.
to be like,
I know. What? Okay.
With how well you just heard, you can tell the direction those 2 are running around the bend, and that somebody's out front also, probably. You hear some stirring in the town behind you. Like, people hear a bunch of gunfire from the mayor's house.
Ooh, do I address the people, or do I go downstairs and help?
"Everyone, I
should
swear
walk out
I
and
didn't
shoot
shoot the mayor."
Everything is alright!
Oh,
Where you
no,
going?
I definitely did not go outside.
Grimes shot the mayor and knocked out Jefferson and clawed up the sheriff.
Damn, I knew that boy was trouble.
Cut up the sheriff with a knife. Look at him.
Look at him.
I'm gonna lock the door so no one can get inside.
Okay, you close the door and lock it.
I mean, that's a sensible.
We'll deal with this later.
I'm not gonna be responsible
Bell
for
Gillian's
killing the
like,
mayor, you
I saw it.
rat
He was out
bastard."
front trying to murder a squirrel. Embarrassingly bad. Went inside, locked the door behind him. When we came in, the mayor was dead, the sheriff was near dead, and Jeffers was knocked unconscious. that damn boy is no good.
The ghost
No,
of
no,
Moaz
no.
is like-
I shot the sheriff.
But you did not shoot the deputy because currently he doesn't have any technical deputies. He didn't make any all deputies.
It's true. What does that make? Wait a second. Does that make all this murder?
So I'm gonna lock the
Self-defense. We talked.
I'm
We
gonna lock
shot
the
the
door.
sheriff.
You did.
Technically, I can't murder anybody.
Oh, that's dumb.
You
Anyway,
can't murder anybody?
No.
We only shoot self-defense.
Because I can only shoot in self-defense.
That's true.
I don't mean the law won't see it as murder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the Lord won't see it as murder.
Oh,
I think the Lord is shooting this self-defense.
Lord don't see all you're doing.
It doesn't matter.
Because that's a new round. It's a new life for me. And I'm
It
feeling
doesn't
good.
matter.
It's
Go ahead and
awesome.
shuffle them all in because we got a joker, please.
okay. Is locking the door like an action?
That'll be like, yeah, you
Yeah.
lock in and you'll move a little ways into the town.
1 too short.
It doesn't matter if it's self-defense or murder, because everybody knows that the Jews and the Romans self-defense killed Jesus, and it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe it wasn't
Is that how that
self-defense.
I
think you were just
tired,
tired, but-
that was true.
I don't know if that's true or not. You know, you're a learned man of the Lord, Jeffers. I trust your judgment.
All this is going on in his head while he's passed out.
Just a
So,
fever
say
dream
the
of
guy
theology.
pulled a gun on me and I shot him first. Does that make me Jesus or him Jesus in this
Now say
metaphorical
Jesus
comparison?
pulled a gun on me. No, say no. Say Jesus pulled a gun on the Romans.
But then the Romans crucified him.
And then put a cap in his ass.
Would that be self-defense? But Jesus was asking for it. I mean, in a sort of metaphorical sense,
you see-
as the man who was This was all part of his plan. Is that premeditated self-murder?
Yes, because Jesus.
Bree. Now, it wasn't suicide, because somebody else killed him.
But was Jesus suicide
No.
by cop?
No. Jesus.
Now,
Suicide by Roman.
Romans being the cops.
Jesus was a scrub. He was inside the passenger car of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at someone, aka some slut, and he pulled
Jerry,
a cap in someone's ass.
Your card is a 6.
Okay.
Just saying.
All I'm
My
saying
card is
is,
a C.
I don't want no scrubs. Jesus cannot be loved by me, for he was driving a car, allegedly.
Damn it, it's a 5.
You don't gotta worry about it on the card anymore there. Actually, no, you do, because you're bleeding out.
I'm bleeding out. I got a 10.
Good, you'll bleed out faster.
That's a
Hey,
5.
the 10 of hearts. Ironic.
Oofa
Because hearts
doofa.
have blood in them.
Does that mean you're first?
King's first.
King's first? Okay, King's first.
I can't
Murder
believe
Keep heading.
You're able to round the corner. The door's not locked. You can round the corner, open the door, and you look down a staircase. You see Jeffries and the sheriff on the floor, and Spears turns and looks at you with wild canine eyes and sharp teeth.
Been here before.
Oh,
It looks like he's got a couple of bullet holes through him. You're at the top of a stairway, and it looks like this thing's about to clamber and claw up towards you. If you don't make this shot count right here.
It's
Well.
scary.
It's going to stay.
It's scarier than that squirrel.
Probably.
I'm calling your shot.
You're calling my shot as
This
because.
close.
You shoot past his shoulder, hit the stairs.
I'll bet you on that.
Don't tap.
Okay,
Last 2 bullets in my gun.
last 2 rounds.
6 explodes.
There it is.
6 explodes.
There it is.
15.
That's
No,
no-
16.
Two
Because
rolls.
plus
You owe me 5.
That's a hit with 3 raises.
Okay,
It's only
let's
40 in this range.
do the raises first.
Okay.
Man, isn't that nice? Shooting from an actual distance.
14 on the raises.
Oofa.
2 5s and a 4.
Hell
Now
yeah.
come the actual gun damage.
Damn it,
14 plus what feels like a disappointing 5 for 19 plus 1 from the double tap.
20.
Is a total of 20.
You shoot him dead.
I got both the mayor and his doorman.
I didn't do shit.
You unlock the door and then relock it.
if we don't save the sheriff to explain all this, they gonna hang.
It's quite possible.
Uh,
Lynch you.
I said hang.
Well, but it's
I didn't mean it would be judicial.
Yeah. This is,
I'll rush. I don't really have any. I don't have any healing skills.
You rush down there. You don't have the chance
I'll-
to make a healing check.
I'll
anyhow.
also start yelling. I'll just start yelling back up the stairs for
Get the
somebody to
doc.
run and grab the doctor.
You are next. Go ahead and roll me a vigor. A very important vigor roll.
well, I have very good vigor.
That'll be important.
Oh.
5.
5. Okay. I don't think you have any. Does he have any negatives to the vigor? I don't think so. You rolled a success. So
He
you
has a minus.
Oh.
You do get minuses because of wounds. Like isn't
Yeah.
each wound a minus
Oh.
2?
I'm gonna say for this roll, we're not gonna have
Each level of wound decreases pace by 1, gives a -1 penalty to trait rolls,
trait rolls.
which are all skills and attribute rolls.
Technically, I don't think for the bleeding out. Does it apply to the bleeding out?
Oh, that's brutal. You
That
have a
is
minus
super
3 to
brutal.
all bleeding out? Oh,
So, who knows?
damn.
You do something. Who's next in the initiative order?
But you have to. That's why, like, at least unless that rule has changed, that's why you like. I think you have to get into the negatives
Is it me?
to, like, die.
It's me. It's probably
Right.
me.
Oh yeah.
If he took enough
George
wounds
Dyer,
that
right?
he was past that and bleeding out, and that means that somehow who knows?
Oh, that's
I'm
brutal.
gonna have to. I'm going to double check the down and how that interacts with the wound.
Okay, go and double check.
We got a whole turn
For
cycle.
the sake of this, we're going to be out of initiative anyhow.
Jerry.
Jerry, we're out of initiative,
We're out of
so you guys can act however you'd like.
So I'm gonna shout towards Grimes to grab the doctor, and just to keep everything.
Sprint into the doctor's office. Doc, we need you.
I just could be crazy man just running around with my goods. Yeah, I'll go get the damn
I'm gonna
doctor.
follow down the stairs behind.
Is there any tchotchkes that I noticed in this house? Any like nice tchotchkes?
Tchotchkes?
I'm gonna try and wake up Jefferson.
Give me a notice.
This is what.
Watch, this is gonna be one that she just.
He just aces this one.
Tchotchkes! 4?
Nope, -2.
Oh, wow.
There's a teacup. Seems like a teacup.
I'm gonna stick it in my pocket.
You got a teacup.
Yeah!
I'm gonna go down the stairs and try to wake up the unconscious Jefferson.
He seems very unconscious. He seems like shaking him around isn't enough to wake him up unconscious.
The most possible unconscious you could be without being dead.
Seems like he's as unconscious as he can be, without being never having conscious again.
Can I smack him a couple times and try to wake him up?
You can smack him a couple times, definitely. You slap Jefferson around. It seems like it's gonna take some time to wake him up.
Ugh, it feels like he just slapped me super hard.
I think vigor rolls do apply to.
Those the
Yeah. So a failure's not the worst thing in the world. I won't.
No spoilers.
Yeah, I won't read it, but.
well, you should read it because it might be different than the table I have.
Incapacitation. If incapacitated by damage or injury, you must make an immediate vigor roll. Critical failure, the character dies. Failure, roll on the injury table. The injury is permanent and the character is bleeding out. Success, roll on the injury table. The injury goes away when all wounds are healed.
So a failure.
And
He's
raise.
bleeding out now because he failed.
Technically, he was supposed to make that roll right when he went down. But
So we'll count that failure as your initial one.
Gotcha.
So that you were bleeding out, and then
bleeding out. The injured character is dying and must make a vigor roll at the start of his turn. Failure means he perishes.
So this vigor roll will be the one that you technically
With success, he
roll.
survives, but must roll again next turn, or every minute if not in combat.
So go ahead and roll me.
So
This
I guess the combat's ended. So as
he didn't roll his initial one, so I'm treating his first one as his initial
Okay,
one,
that's fine.
and this one as this.
So 6 explodes.
And is that a -3?
About a -3
for the wounds?
Oof. 6 total.
Okay, so you're technically not perished for a minute.
yeah.
But I do get a
I'm
permanent injury.
hauling ass.
You do.
Hopefully we can
With
get.
a teacup in my pocket.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get the doctor here before you have to make the
He's
menu.
dying, but teacup.
I don't really know that. I just know that I was
Okay,
told
you have an
I
arm
mean-
that is very.
I mean, I'm probably gonna try and. I'm probably gonna try and stabilize him. I don't have a healing skill, but I'm not gonna just stand here
Go
and
ahead
watch him
and
bleed
go
out.
ahead and just firstly just roll me a healing roll.
Can I just do a repair check on Matty G to try and heal him?
You could certainly try. It doesn't. It'll either do nothing or something very bad.
So you're
Just
making
just make
healing
a
roll.
flat healing roll for me.
That flat healing roll is a total of 1 because I don't have it, so it's a minus.
Okay. He seems like he's already dead to you, looking at it.
Damn.
But you could certainly try.
I mean, I might try anyway.
We're about to be in for. We're about to be in for.
I'm not a
world of
doctor,
hurt,
but this
lady,
man
if
is
we can't
dead.
get this
But I
man.
can't live, damn you.
Are you going to go try and get the doctor?
I've been,
You're going
yeah.
to go get the doctor.
Can I try and do help stabilize him? That way, it's not just.
Well, in a second, King. We'll let.
Okay.
I'm gonna. You guys can each get one here. One attempt at it. Definitely.
Yeah, let Will go first.
2.
Nope. So you're rolling a healing check. I assume you don't have anything in healing.
Nope, not
Okay.
at all.
That's awesome.
I have an academic skill. I can just lecture him until he gets better.
Until he kills himself again.
I gotta get out of here.
Oh, okay, 4 explodes.
There's a chance.
A 4.
Is that with the -2?
Yes.
I think that's a success, technically. Yeah.
I think so.
I think that's how medicine checks work.
Okay.
Unless you
Unless there's raises for-
want to complicate it because it's
Fun. Unless I'm already dead. Oh my
yeah, it
God.
is just each attempt is an action, and if successful, the victim is stabilized.
Okay. You think you also looking at this? It looks like it's a dead body to you, but you feel like you've patched up the bleeding wounds of the dead body.
That's the secret.
I've done all I can. All that's left is to get the casket built for him in the morning.
And charging into the, I mean, there's a good collection of townsfolk, and each one who basically every townsfolk who has a gun seems like they've showed up to the house with their gun, thinking that the mayor was under attack.
Is the doctor
Well,
outside?
now technically that is.
And looking at Eli as well, he does look like his normal self after death.
Damn it!
And so for the sake of the mayor or the doctor's going to come into town or come to the mayor's house. The doctor will go into the mayor's house. The mayor is dead. Eli is dead. Jeffries is unconscious, and by his expert looking over, it would seem the sheriff is also dead.
Well, at the moment, the only
I love
person
this. This is so good.
who knows for sure what happened is Jeffers. Because we...
And he's in a coma!
And for the sake of this, unless you guys are going to pull guns and try and stop them, they are going to have the 2 people from out of town and the known criminal disarmed and thrown in the jail and locked up, and Jeffers put in a bed to try and nurse back to health to see what the situation is.
I wish I could remember.
I
have amnesia.
You gained the major hindrance.
This turned into General Hospital.
This is the this is I quietly remark about how this is the second time this has happened.
I didn't even think about having to a doctor coming and looking at my character when he's unconscious, and I'm like, that's so smart. That's so good.
I'm gonna be twirling around the teacup that I found.
Well, we also this doesn't help us.
You're clanking it along the bar.
This doesn't help us because we still haven't busted a Hote out.
Yeah, he's still in there.
So we're gonna be sitting here in prison,
And
and they're gonna burn down the town around us. And we'll be like, no, you don't understand, you fools. Because, and I don't know what you found down there, so I can't even be like, you fools, open the hidden compartment in the...
It all came down to my misfire. I was like...
So you all have a very unfortunate, sad night in the sheriff's jail cell.
Wow, I never thought I'd end up here again.
Jeffers,
What? What do you mean again?
you kind of half wake up, still feeling kind of drowsy and like you've got a splitting headache, but you are in your bedroom, and you can see Clayton Knight sitting next to the bed, nursing you back down. Like, oh, Jeffers, you're awake. Are you all right?
Clayton, where am I? What happened?
It's crazy. Those people you ride around with, talk of the town is they murdered the sheriff, they murdered the mayor and Spears, and they tried to kill you too.
What? Last I heard, the mayor's office, or the mayor's house, the basement. There's something in that basement.
Oh, poor Jefferson. He says, they really rung your bell, didn't they? They found you in the basement. That's where they snuck attack you, Jeffers. That's where they tried to kill you.
No, them fellers.
That poor sheriff wasn't in here but 2 days in this town, and they took him out of commission.
Them fellers we were looking. The natives. They're gonna come.
Oh, Jeffers! Gentle Jeffers, please, you need more rest.
He's just laying there like, how much time has passed? How much time do we have left? I have so many things I need to tell you and not enough time to tell you.
Cutting to
This is real General Hospital bullshit going on.
standing in front of the jail cell that the 3 of you are in. You kind of are woken up, and you see the old man. Let me check his name.
The gun store owner?
The gun store owner is standing in front of you and looking at you guys. seems to be the next in line for dispensing justice while they figure out what the hell is going on.
I ain't saying
There
shit.
it is. Edwin Little. And old Ed is in front of you guys, and he says, "Nah, I'm not the kind to jump to judgment on what's happened here, but things aren't looking good for you folk. We've sent a letter out, or at least we have it written up to be sent out today. Going to be sending that hopefully to Confluence City, find out exactly, have another ranger sent here to try and figure out exactly what's going on here."
Raskatoon here. Last ranger sent. Yeah, he's dead. We're gonna need
It's the
another.
classic. You know what'll solve our problems? Another ranger.
What if we did the same thing again? See if that works this time.
It did work. I had it all solved.
You'll say, "In the meantime, y'all are going to be sitting right here, and I'm going to be keeping an eye on you." And at this, the door swings open, and standing in the doorway is the Sheriff of Raskatoon.
Well,
The
well,
old
well.
sheriff.
Quick flashback
Yes.
to about 5 minutes before that. The sheriff, the current Sheriff of Raskatoon, wakes up in a dark box.
Ah, the classic.
There's a long pause, and your casket lid slowly opens to see the eyes of the doctor looking in at you. "Sheriff?"
Morning, Doc.
Lord! The door opens again, and it flips over. "Sheriff, you're alive? You had no pulse last I checked."
I have a weak heart.
"Well, you must have an awful strong one if you survived the night. Looks like those folks you're riding with turned on you, killed you. They killed the mayor and Spears."
Nope. I lean up. I'm gonna do my best. I'm just gonna sit up, like you know the classic like vampire thing. So I'm gonna try to do it completely from the waist.
Go and just roll me,
athletics.
we'll call this strength?
Strength. I can do strength.
No, you don't have strength. Strength's
Yeah.
not a thing, is it? Yeah, it's strength. Just strength.
Strength's not a thing. 4.
You're able to do it?
Hey.
And he kind of steps back a couple times from you, and you look down and you're basically in like long john pants and that's it.
You got some clothes and armor all shot up that I could borrow?
I think your stuff's been dropped back off at the sheriff's office. They're gonna give it to the Rangers when they showed up.
Well, got any like overalls?
And kind of like, "I got a jacket."
It'll have to do.
And so you put the jacket on, you button it up or anything, you just kind of throw it on over your shoulders.
How long is it?
It's
Like a duster?
it's not a duster. It'll go just past your butt cheeks.
It'll have to do.
Is it? Are you buttoning it up?
I'll
though?
button it up.
Okay, button it up, covering who knows what, and getting up, out, and walking around. Cut back to the moment that just happened. Standing in the doorway in nothing but long johns and a medium-length jacket is the believed previously dead sheriff of Raskatoon.
I don't mean to alarm you, Mr. Gun Store Owner, but I think I'm seeing a ghost.
I'll be damned.
The rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated.
Sheriff, the docs said.
It's all handled. Did we get that feller out of the basement?
Nope.
Well, it looks like my healing skills just did the
Yes,
trick.
yes, sir.
I need you and, well, let's just say, go over to the. I need somebody with a bit of arm strength. You got somebody that comes to mind?
I just said Eli Spears if you asked me a day ago. I'm an old feller, but I'm well enough a body I can help you do whatever you need, Sheriff. What happened last night?
Well, I had a hunch that our missing person. Well, it's a long story. I'll explain on the way. We'll walk.
Call a town meeting later on.
And he's like,
We
well,
got
someone ought to
work
watch
do.
them, right?
I don't think they'll be getting up to any trouble.
Are you gonna let us out?
It's nice.
Not a lot of good you guys did.
I shot the mayor and Spears. I
knew it!
Well, then I guess
He
you should
admitted
just
You saw
You son of a bitch. I'm like, I continue to yell for some time.
As
standing
they
at
walk out of the
boxes.
front door, you'd be like, I knew when I saw her she was no good. Nothing but trouble.
I'm just so glad I got you to say that.
I was gonna admit to it before you walked in.
And you walk out and he calls down the street and he says, hey, someone let post office know not to send that letter to the Rangers. The sheriff's alive.
Dear Rangers, the ranger you sent has been killed. We would like another one. Thanks, Raskatoon. Postscript, the ranger's not actually dead, he just showed up.
What did they send us? Did they have this pre-prepared and then the ranger got there and they're like, oh, he's not dead. So
the ranger showed up after we sent this letter.
yeah.
Then how'd they write it on the letter?
I just want to say, I also make the comment as, I saved your goddamn life. You better get me out of here.
As you said, the door closes behind him and
I'm just
you're all
chilling. I'm
stuck
just
in
laughing. I'm having a good time. I'm sleeping my cup.
So
at this point, it's like shattered. It's a teacup. You have a handle that you're clinking against the bar.
Just one at a time.
Ding, 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 ding.
Short fingers. Will
yeah,
you
so
just
I'm gonna
stop
take a
clicking?
and give him the rundown. Say,
Way
so the
yell at
reason
him. I
that
just
the
click the
natives
teacup.
were so angry was because one of theirs went missing and was being held in the town. So I had thought, well, where could you hide someone in this town? It's
A
gonna be
Hope, right?
Yep.
You said something about that.
See, there you go.
Is that the fella who was missing?
Mm-hmm. Young feller. That's why they were so upset.
And
so,
these folks from out of town took
nope,
them?
nope.
Why'd they come back here?
We had thought, well, where could you hold someone in this town without anybody knowing? It had to be a basement. So we thought, well, what places have basements?
Probably the church.
Yeah. Where else?
Probably the mayor's house.
So what did we do? Went to the church. Nothing. You can ask the pastor about that. Preacher man. We went to the mayor's house, and Eli, he threw up a big fuss. I'm not waking up the mayor, yada yada. Well, we're looking for a young kid. He's gone missing. Take 10 seconds to check out the basement. So he finally says, all right, fine, come in. So I take old Jeffers down to the basement with me, and just as I'm knocking on the walls to see if there's some kind of like hidden panel, I get to the last one, thunk, and then I hear Jeffers get his brains clocked in from behind, and I'm in a big old fight with Eli.
Eli tried to kill you?
Yeah.
So Eli's to blame. Did he kill the mayor?
Well, I don't know what happened after that, because I was fighting with Eli, and he knocked me pretty good.
Well, let's go figure out what's behind that panel right away then.
Let's go.
And that's where you go down into the basement.
So somebody knows and can corroborate my story.
Eventually,
And I don't
after
mean you
looking
guys
around,
complicating anything.
you guys do find a mechanism that allows this wall to like slide into itself off to the side there into like a recess in the wall, and you see a tunnelway that goes. It's actually like a pretty well carved. It seems like this used to be like downstairs and then like right turn in another downstairs to a deep basement that they then covered and turned to make it look like it was just a wine cellar, not a right angle of a stairway.
What you might say, a murder dungeon.
And moving down to it, less of a murder dungeon, more of a mad scientist's laboratory. There's a couple of, it's a decent sized room, 2 like long tables, and you can see multiple packed and unpacked crates that all seem to probably have different medical supplies inside of it. Inside this area, after looking around for a little while, you will find a jail cell inside of it, in which is a half-starved, very hairy, dejected-looking former sheriff of Raskatoon. And up against one wall, chained to it, is a young native boy who clearly looks like his arms have been borderline mutilated with medical devices and carved into, and it looks like, and he looks, for someone native who's lived his whole life outside, probably, and has very tan skin, he looks pale and anemic, like he's been nearly bled dry living down here in this basement. And looking around the tables, it looks like you notice the only real weird thing you find here is what appears to be a like knife or dagger, that the blade is very light and shiny. Looks like it's made of like some sort of silver-like metal. and you find lots of different chemistry stuff all over. It looks like some sort of weird experiments being done with syringes and blood and chemistry equipment.
I tell Ed to go get the doc.
Right away.
That's
Is that the sheriff? Right away! And he turns and he runs up the stairs. And you see kind of
Sheriff Raskatoon, nice to meet you. Sheriff Raskatoon.
leaning against the jail cell, you see who you have to assume was the previous ranger. Where's his name at?
Maybe I shouldn't have loudly announced that. But then again, this is all about to be cleared up. It's all going to be justified.
I killed.
Mac Peterson. Who you assume to be old Mac Peterson. And he's this guy. He looks like he probably had like a mustache and mutton chops before, but now he's a very long mustache and mutton chops and a slightly less long chin facial hair. And his hair's kind of long and ratty. Looks like a guy who hasn't shaved or bathed in 3 months, and he looks pretty hungry. He kind of leans in and he said, "Well, who the hell are you?"
Interim Sheriff of Raskatoon. Mr. Mack, I assume? Or Sheriff Mack, I should say.
Like to wear the badge again if you'd get me out of this box.
I think I can do something about that. You see where they hung up the key?
I think Spears had it on him.
Well, that's gonna complicate things. Hang on, let me go.
Things are plenty complicated, let me tell you. These folks are crazy.
Well,
Did you know Spears? Taking blood from the kid and pumping it into Spears and trying to... Spears was... I don't know what the hell happened in this place, but it ain't godly and it ain't right.
well, we'll get you out of there just as soon as we can. Let me go get someone who can do something about these locked doors. And I'll go,
I'm still doing it. I'm
And the
like,
kid kind of, like, seems like he's more or less passed out. Like, he's not...
not doing well,
Mhm.
unfortunate. Alright, well, I'll go get the rest of my crew now that I have credible witnesses to corroborate our story, and I don't have a bunch of hooligans that everyone thinks are murderers running around yelling things like, "I killed the mayor."
I wasn't running around yelling it. I was standing right here yelling.
Because I didn't let you out so you could run around yelling it.
I wasn't. If I had been out of there, I
The
would
sheriff's door opens back up, and the three of you see walking in the now former sheriff of Raskatoon, the corporal.
Did they leave my pants in here?
You go to like the
I don't know.
back room. If
All
you
I
get
know
your
is they
clothes
took
out
Okay,
there.
and they took
I'll
my
change
gadgets.
what's left of my clothes.
Okay.
I'm
And,
gonna throw the rest of the teacup at the wall and break it.
well, I don't have to worry about cleaning that
Not my office anymore.
up. I'll let y'all out and say, alright, you're all under my supervision, but don't worry, I think we've got this all cleared up.
Do we get our guns back?
Maybe
Can I get
don't
my,
be walking around with them quite yet, but yes, you'll get them
Can I
back.
get my gadgets back?
Maybe don't go walking around with them right now, but yeah, you'll get them back.
But I mean, I'll just keep them hidden. Can I please get them back? Nobody.
You'll get them.
They-
Oh man, listen.
I'll put you back in the box.
You've been accused of murder, and possibly even like conspiracy or something like that.
You're not a ranger. You know what the specific law is. I mean, wait, you're a ranger. You know what the specific law is, I assume.
So how about we all just stay on our best behavior and don't go touting around any doomsday devices, and you might want to just keep a lid on the fact that you have any of those gadgets once you see what the mayor was doing, alright? So you'll thank me later. And I hustle you all out of here. Grimes, you still got those lockpicks?
Do I? Ah, you got me.
We hustle them down to get them to the
You
basement.
arrived there about the same time as the doc and the gun shop
I could have
owner
got
do.
us out at any
Old Doc
time.
McKee. And sorry. Good to see you and fully dressed and in good health, Sheriff. I hear the old sheriff's alive and well.
Yep, I'm just corporal now. We just got to get everybody. Where is Elijah's body?
Spears.
Spears, yes.
Eli's.
Eli.
That makes sense to me.
That would make sense, right?
Oh well, yeah, he's in a box as well over at the doc's office. His items are in the doc's office as well.
You notice any keys on him?
I didn't strip the feller, to
Okay.
be honest with you.
It's
Only
alright,
the
we'll just
sheriff.
have-
Yeah.
I was just there. Listen here, fella. I don't like listen here, little lady. I don't like your accusations. Knowing you're a murderer, especially.
Well, this town's doing enough accusing of me. I might as well accuse back.
You accuse your damn self, lady. You said you did.
Let's handle the issue in front of us and not.
I'm getting ready to handle an issue in front of me.
Listen, Doc, we got much more important things to do.
Let's go pick that lock wherever you want to do.
Whatever you want.
More than happy to punch a doctor.
Yeah. Well, all right. We'll shuffle everyone downstairs and get them picking locks and
Okay.
medically infirm people.
Going down there, you're able to get the kid unlocked. I guess between them eventually tracking down the keys or you unlocking the lock. Go ahead and roll me a thievery to see if it's you doing it or if they have to go find the keys.
Find the keys.
I got a thing.
So
Just for our
minus
knowledge.
two.
What's a thievery? She doesn't have any ranks in thievery?
One.
Oh, so no minus.
Without a minus.
So, but
Yep.
that's.
Yeah. 4 explodes, 6 explodes, 3 explodes.
You're able to get the locks picked.
Yeah!
And the kid's out, the sheriff's out, and yeah, you guys are down in this laboratory.
Alright.
You see everything I described to him. If you want to look more deeply, you can make rolls to do so.
I'd like to pocket that knife.
Okay?
I'm gonna
You got a silver knife.
I'm going to make a notice roll because I am just enamored by everything that I'm seeing. I'm just in shock. So I want to see if there's anything.
Mono.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a notice.
Can I smash stuff?
Oh, what's
It's a crime scene.
7.
7.
You're a walking crime scene.
Apart from what I described, one thing you find that stands out to you is a book. And it's not a... You actually find 2 books. One seems to be notes, and one seems to be an actual book. The notes, at a brief glance, seem to be a description of a guy who believes that this child was some sort of lycanthrope, and that he was bleeding the child and trying to harness this power and basically using Eli's spears as his test dummy in order to do so. The other book you find is much thicker. It's not just a journal. It is an actual book. And the title of it is Pulchra Prodigiosum, and it is authored by a Dr. Gladstone. Go ahead and give me a. Don't you have like education of some sort?
Yes. Well, I have academics. If that's
Go ahead and roll
the same thing.
academics for me.
Can I look around here as well? Through, since I have occult, kind of through that lens.
Sure.
Of like looking for anything especially useful to me in my trade or
a 10.
interesting in that regard.
A 10. You are, as an educated man, you're fairly well versed in Latin and know that Pulchra Prodigiosum translates into roughly the beautiful bizarre or beautifully bizarre or like the beautifully strange.
It's a 4.
It's a 4. You notice what looks like a pretty fancy shiny knife that the mayor just pocketed, and it seems like
the former sheriff.
the former sheriff, not the mayor. Keep mixing up titles. It'll be in as well as what I described. So there is still some of the kid's blood out in like beakers and stuff like that, if that's something that interests you at all. And there's a lot of chemistry equipment and like syringes and needles and the like. It looks like they were basically, like looking at the kid too, it looks like they're basically using the silver knife to like easily pierce through the hide and then using the needles to like draw blood off.
It's a real man is a real monster kind of moment.
Yeah.
So I look at the former sheriff and I look at pretty much the rest of the group and kind of say, the book here with the notes, this needs to be burned. Whatever he was
That's
planning on
evidence.
doing, you can't. Huh?
I said that's evidence. You can't burn evidence.
If you know what's good for you and not want to take the risk of something like this happening again, you will burn this evidence.
Thumbing through the book, is it all in Latin or is
it's in English. Just the title is Latin.
Is it like
And
is
I'm
it
referring to
like
the
this?
notes.
Is it like the
I'm
type of
keeping
stuff
the
here
book.
that's like it's like medical and like
It seems
experimentation stuff, or is it more like kind of a bestiary?
It is neither. It seems to be the teachings or mindset of this particular doctor, and it has 6 sections. And you can, without having to spend much time, I can tell you what the titles of each of the sections are.
That'd be fine.
So the section 1 is, the title is Ignorance is the Enemy of Discovery. The section 2 is Grave Robbers are the Fathers of Modern Medicine. 3 is Scars Flaunt the Strength of Flesh. 4 is Religion Teaches Satisfaction with a Lack of Understanding. 5 is The Things That Go Bump in the Night Should Not Be Feared, But Studied. And section 6 is Today's Proud Oak is Yesterday's Nut. And
I mean,
if you want to spend a little time like reading through and stuff, you might get a little more information than just those. Give you like a
kind of what I want. Kind of just what I want to know is like looking at this. Does this seem like it would be any use to a monster hunter, or does it seem like?
It seems like the kind of book that if you're in this profession, you'll run into quite a few people who would agree with or despise these teachings. It doesn't seem like it's a book that specifically is like, it's like a book for mad scientists saying that like you should never let morality get in the way of discovery, and that you need to make sure that you research all these things. The things that people are too foolish to think are that they think they're not real are real, and they should be harnessed and used. And it's like very much a like.
So
this is a guy who would support.
This
the
is
kind of
more of a
things
manifesto.
and more of a manifesto.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, I don't really care what I do.
Well, so I would like to take that book with me, and some of the chemistry equipment, and only one vial of that blood.
You wanted to destroy it all a second ago. And I don't think anybody should.
I said the notes specifically. You destroyed the notes.
No,
everything else.
We need to hold on to the notes as evidence to show what he was doing and show a record of what he was doing.
Well, then you will destroy those notes afterwards.
Yeah. Oh.
You cannot risk those getting into the hands of somebody else.
I don't care if you take chemistry equipment. I don't care if you take the book. I mean, you'll probably won't agree with half of what's in the book anyway.
This is just slip away.
But I don't want anybody taking any of the blood.
Well, I will respect your want, and I won't take it. But I probably would recommend that we get that blood, or try to help this child as best we can before we send him back to his people.
The doctor immediately goes to work on both of them. Seems like the previous mayor, what he needs is a restful night's sleep, not on a rock floor, and some food. Needs some food and some water, probably. The kid, he's like immediately like doing medical attention on because he's in pretty rough shape. Don't know me nose. Minus the 2 would be 8. Looking around, you kind of slip up there and you kind of go up to like the office of this guy, and you end up finding what appears to be a like wall safe upstairs. If you'd like to,
2d6.
If you'd like to try and thievery that to unlock it.
D4. Sorry, I misremembered. Thievery.
Wait, so it's this one?
Yep. But no -2.
6 explode.
Of course.
7. You are able to get this thing unlocked.
Yes.
And opening it inside of it, there is a total of $200. As well as a gold bar.
I'm gonna stick that in my britches.
Of course you are.
I went and searched the house. Sheriff didn't have it. The mayor didn't have it. Now I'm doing it.
My curse is spread. It's like a bathroom and kitchen call-outs on Siege. If you know, you know.
There's 2 of them in kitchen. There's no kitchen on this map. You mean bathroom?
Damn it! How much mix those 2 up? It's dinner time, so long.
Yellow stairs.
Every staircase is yellow stairs.
Every staircase.
Balloon!
Yeah, it's true. You don't have the record for bad call-outs at Siege or even that.
Just
just have a
classic, I
consistent
see
thing.
something and panic and go, what is that called?
Your brain is like, I got a word for you.
Yellow stairs. They're balloon.
Below.
This is in between my cheeks, and I'm just gonna hey guys, step away real quick. I'll be back. I'm gonna go to my mama's house and hide this shit.
Okay.
With my gold bar between your cheeks.
You're walking very bow-legged all the way to your mama's house. Are you like bearing in the backyard in the garden or something? Okay.
Hey, Erickson, can I roll a notice to see if I can find the gadget that the mayor was using? Maybe like see if I could find another one of the little throwable, the thing he threw at us, and then his bolt.
You could probably find his expended one he threw down there and like research it if you want. There's.
Yeah, can I?
It seems like the other device you're not able to track down might be with his good. You don't know where his like bolt device is,
Sounds like
but
turns
that like
Nice.
out of character. If like that was an ability you're wanting to go into, you could certainly use his scraps left over as like research material to try and learn that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab the throwable canister
Okay.
and just to research it, see what I can come up with for
Definitely.
it.
I do when it matters to me. I do things
We're
when
gonna
it
be.
matters.
I just want to make sure. Any other looting of the house, any other thing, they're going to probably get the kid back up to health, ideally as quickly as possible to get him back to his people. Apart from that,
Good, so that way the blockade can be lifted on Raskatoon.
yeah.
I think that's all there was to it. I turn in my sheriff's badge.
I'd like my guns back.
Yeah, I
It
assume.
is
like
not
my-
up to the ranger.
I like my gadgets.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm gonna return to the group covered in dirt. Hey guys.
Don't even bother asking. They call him Grimes for a reason.
And with that, we will call this episode having successfully saved the town, allegedly,
We
of
did it.
Raskatoon. Good work, everybody.
Yay.
There was much rejoicing.
As soon as you were like, there's
That was very
there's blue walls
helpful.
outside. Well, I gotta check.
I know me and you both.
You made me paranoid with your cast.
I'm sorry, I got knocked unconscious and
So
never got to
far,
shoot your
apparently
fancy
about
gun.
So far, my
So I was like, I
greatest
better check.
contribution has been
Be thorough.
the ability to notice things.
Old Eagle Eyes difference, that's why we call you that.
Make sure those of you with guns, as you're reloading them, which I recommend doing, you're marking off whatever ammo you have.
Ammo spent. And not something to do on camera, but something to do off. You also each get in advance here.
Hooray!
So that's where we will call this session. Thank everybody for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.